Welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us, we are in the middle of the second annual International White Hat Conference. And before I begin, I'd like to give a brief introduction to Alexis Wells, the Associate Director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the CISA, and the Department of Homeland Security. Ms. Wells brings a wealth of expertise to the CISA with over 15 years of experience in various cybersecurity and infrastructure security focused positions. In her current role, she leads the CISA's Cyber Hunt and Incident Response Mission, reducing risks to critical infrastructure partners before, during, and after cyber events and incidents. Her talented team performs threat analysis, detects and hunts for malicious cyber activity, and supports mitigation and response efforts. In 2020, Ms. Wells served as the Election Security Mission Manager for CISA. Ms. Wells coordinated and orchestrated CISA's resources against the hashtag Protect 2020 lines of effort, ensuring that the near-term tasks were addressed to achieve the long-term strategic goals. Additionally, Ms. Wells ensured that the election security efforts aligned to the changing threat and risk environments, creating a cohesive and comprehensive portfolio of CISA services, offerings, and partnerships to secure the election. Prior to elections, she served as a Deputy Assistant Director within the National Cybersecurity and Communications Integration Center, leading the Cyber Threat Detection and Analysis Division. Ms. Wells has also worked in several leadership positions throughout CISA, providing risk-informed decision support to critical infrastructure owners and operators. She started her career in the Defense Department's Near East South Asia Center for Strategic Studies, leading international coalition building efforts around biodefense plans. Ms. Wells holds a dual Bachelor of Arts degree in History and Anthropology from Brandeis University, and she earned her Master's of Arts in Security Policy Studies from George Washington University. Following Ms. Wells' presentation, there will also be a Q&A where we'll be joined once again by Dr. Kathy Markham. Take it away, Alexis Wells.
Thank you so much, and good morning. Let me just say, it is such a pleasure to support this fantastic event and to offer my thoughts and perspective as a federal employee here at the Department of Homeland Security in Washington, D.C. I'll start by introducing myself, and while I very much appreciate that intro, there's a couple of items within my background that I think take us on that journey that we've all taken to get to cybersecurity and working within this really interesting field known as cyber. I've been in the risk management business for about 15 or so years now, focusing on driving down risk to our nation's most systemically important critical infrastructure. That's a mouthful, and we'll come back to what that means a little bit later. I started my career in government right after the tragic events of 9/11. Like many of my classmates at Brandeis University in Boston, Massachusetts, I was moved to action by the tragedy of that day. I left Boston for the Washington, D.C. area shortly after graduation to attend graduate school and to take a position within the Department of Defense. For several years, I had the pleasure of traveling around the world, talking to different partners, civilian, military, NGOs, think tanks, academic communities about, ironically enough, biodefense policies and programs and the strategic methods nation states could employ to reduce risk to their populations from a global pandemic. If I only knew then how relevant my studies, my early work, and the key alliances we were developing would be. So where did the cyber come in? About 12 years ago, I accepted a position within the Department of Homeland Security. I was hired to be an analyst, allegedly focused on the topic of biodefense here in the United States. But as we all quickly learn, first jobs are rarely the perfect fit. As the department worked to build its understanding of the risks facing critical infrastructure, and the topic of cyber started to float to the surface, my interest was piqued. I've always believed that to truly manage risk, especially risk over time, you must have a coalition of the willing, a clear path to visibility of what that risk looks like up close and personal, and most importantly, a shared understanding of the actions your coalition needs to take to manage that risk. You cannot manage what you cannot measure, and it is sure as heck hard to measure things in cyber. Much like the dialogue I had participated in during my time with the Department of Defense, I was drawn to the concept of another set of mostly invisible bugs. Refusing to acknowledge borders, these bugs ignored systems of governance and the rule of law and regulation. The challenge was accepted. My home agency, known as the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, is only 2.5 years old. We are a very young agency inside of a very young department. In November of 2018, Congress passed legislation creating CISA, prioritizing its mission as the federal leader for physical and cyber infrastructure security. Within CISA, I proudly lead a team of cyber threat hunters, an area and portfolio of work that will be very familiar to many of you participating in this conference today. CISA leads our defensive operations in the fight against nation state and criminal activity within the Homeland Security cyber domain. I state that clearly. We have key partners focusing on areas outside of the United States and partners who have authorities as law enforcement officials. Information sharing amongst all of us is imperative. To enable a collective defensive posture, we must bring everything we can to the fight, and we must do so in an organized, efficient, and well-practiced manner. Within CISA, our threat hunters employ tactics and techniques including forensics analysis, threat analysis, malware analysis, simulation and emulation of advanced persistent threats, or APT activity, all focused on doing one thing: making the invisible visible in order to defend our most critical national assets, functions, networks, and infrastructures. As I said previously, you cannot manage what you cannot measure, and it is impossible to measure what you cannot see. We in threat hunting turn that spotlight on. We find and detect threat activity, and we work to counter it with our key partners and allies across the global community. It has been an incredibly important and exhausting year in cybersecurity. I'd just like to take a moment to review the environment that we've all been working on, whether within the Washington, D.C. area or across the globe. CISA has participated in, and I'd like to pay attention to and pay recognition to our field of shared work and to our tireless community of defenders, all of which you are a part of. Over the past year, CISA has led a whole of nation effort to protect our 2020 elections and to protect democracy. CISA has supported network owners affected by the supply chain attack against SolarWinds. CISA shared protective and defensive information regarding the against the compromised and exploitation of Pulse Secure virtual private networks, or VPNs, working with affected entities in the midst of a pandemic-induced digital transformation. We shared information to lessen the effect of the wide-scale exploitation of one of the most widely used business applications, Microsoft Exchange. And we're all aware and have seen in the media time and time again different targeting of some of our industrial control systems, such as the targeting of a water treatment plant's control systems. And lastly, but certainly not least, most recently, we've all observed the dramatic effects of a multi-day disruption and shutdown of the Colonial Pipeline. Our adversaries are growing bolder. Their tactics are growing more sophisticated, and their targets are more consequential. Our role at CISA is of utmost importance. We are the only federal agency whose sole purpose is to help public and private sector stakeholders strengthen their security and enhance their resilience, to enable others through the provisioning of tools, education, and advice to fight back against the bad guys. That mission and that mindset flows through everything that we do here at the Department of Homeland Security, specifically within CISA. And it is informing the dramatic transformation of the government's cybersecurity posture. What does that transformation look like? It's threefold. First, and foremost, and this will sound very similar to what I'm sure many of you are going through or supporting your organizations or looking towards future careers are also focusing on. First and foremost, we're getting our own house in order. Despite the significant progress we have made over the past decade in federal cybersecurity, our own .gov networks, there are still gaps. These gaps persist today. SolarWinds and the attack on the supply chain that led to the SolarWinds event highlighted the cybersecurity deficit we are in, but we are now on track to make the federal government the gold standard for modern cybersecurity. Congress has heard this need and recognized this need and has provided CISA with key authorities and funding to secure the federal networks that underpin essential government functions. The second pillar of our transformation here at CISA within the Department of Homeland Security is we've renewed our focus on systemically important critical infrastructure. That's that mouthful that I referenced earlier on today, and it's one of our driving principles. From the White House on down, we are focusing on supporting the cybersecurity of our most critical infrastructure. As the Cyberspace Solarium Commission's final report stated back in March of 2020, attacks on systemically important critical infrastructure can have cascading, destabilizing effects on U.S. national security, economic security, and public health and safety. Many of you have likely read about the White House-led effort focused on industrial control systems, or ICS, cybersecurity. The effort is aggressive. 100-day action plans are being developed, crafted, and published, and they focus on modernizing cybersecurity defense, including the enhancement of detection, mitigation, and forensics capabilities. Again, our focus here as defenders is on making that risk, that threat, visible so that we can counter it. CISA has worked with the ICS community for years and continues to make progress with our private sector partners, some of our key allies in this fight, to ensure that the risks are understood and well communicated by leaders far and wide so that we can develop impactful policy and risk reduction programs. The potential consequentiality here, the ability of the bad actors to cause truly horrific harm, both physical and economic, is real, and it's unacceptable. Our third pillar of transformation here within the federal cybersecurity world is to raise the baseline across the entire cyber ecosystem. Why? I think the statements there and that I will make will resonate with everyone. The plague of ransomware is not slowing down. Ransomware knows no boundaries. It's a target of opportunity, and it is indiscriminate. Our secretary here at the Department of Homeland Security has prioritized CISA's work in countering ransomware. We've seen ransomware hit cities, hospitals, critical manufacturing, pipelines, and more. As a citizen, this fills me with anger and dismay, and I'm sure you as well. It is intolerable that bad actors can deny essential services from being delivered, and it demands global action. We continue to learn that in our interconnected world, where the risks are shared and your most vulnerable partner, supplier, vendor, or contractor is often the vector to compromise of your network, we must raise the cyber baseline across the entire ecosystem. CISA's partnership building and supply chain risk management efforts dig deeply into this challenge space. How networked we all are by design and how deeply this increases the attack surface and playground of our adversaries is something that we take very seriously and something that we seek to counter together. At CISA, within DHS, we're using our voice and working very closely with law enforcement and others to raise awareness, provide best practices, and advocate for more funding and the growth of critical coalitions to counter this ever-expanding threat environment. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all today. Every member of this conference contributes to the collective defense of our communities, And I look forward to taking questions and hopefully providing you with some answers.
Hi, Alexis. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And I have a couple of questions for you, and there may be a few from the audience. But I think my first question is, we're going to let the audience go first because they're much more important. So it's going to pop up on the screen. Sorry. Our first question is, are there any advice you want to give to people seeking a job with CISA?
Absolutely. And that question excites me. As a public servant, I strive to recruit talented professionals like those participating in this conference and bring you over to our side here at DHS. At the CISA.gov website, we are constantly posting different career opportunities that we make available. And I will tell you, we are in a stage of growth, unprecedented growth. We have grown very large over the last couple of years since we were conceived of by Congress, and we continue to hire at a rapid speed. So CISA.gov/careers is going to take you to that webpage where you'll find many different opportunities here with CISA. And of course, there are many other opportunities for finding positions with CISA through different academic communities like Scholarship for Service, et cetera, that work very closely with us to find the cyber talent that we also are looking for.
And in that same regard, if I could just kind of piggyback off of that question, are there certain types of training, education, degrees that you would recommend for interested scholars who are emerging into the field with CISA or cybercrime?
Sure. We hire a diversity of perspectives and talents and skills and knowledge. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of my speech, and then as it said in my intro, I come from a background in anthropology and history. I spent very formative years in college looking at what it means to be secure, feel secure, a lot of the different psychological aspects of what security brings. And I can tell you that the path to cyber is never just the straight and narrow. So while, of course, there will always be value in the different digital forensics and other technical trainings that we can find, that should not hinder someone from feeling like they want to contribute to cybersecurity. We need everything from folks that want to focus on diplomacy to partnership building to facilitation of really critical dialogue between key allies and partners. These areas are not always as technical. And so while certifications and other types of technical skills are important, they're only one part of what makes a really great cybersecurity program for you and or any other organization.
And a follow-up question too from the audience, are there possibilities for internships at CISA?
Oh, absolutely. Interns are an amazing source of bright light for CISA. We have had some of our best and brightest come out of the different internship programs that we have at CISA. So while we have things like Scholarship for Service, there are also many other government-specific internships that will, in many cases, lead to full-time work, if you so desire, in supporting our defensive posture. And so these areas are also available on the CISA.gov website, or I can field any questions that come my way through LinkedIn or other different social media aspects.
Awesome, thank you. So our next audience question is, what proactive steps can we as users take to protect ourselves against the increased amount of ransomware attacks?
That is a really great question. And I hate to keep promoting our webpage, but part of our webpage, its intent and purpose is to enable the local defender, the individual. We really are protectors of the people, and we make sure that our website is geared towards very, very localized risks, sometimes at the user level. So within the CISA.gov website, you'll find an entire page dedicated to resources on countering ransomware, both for organizations and for individuals, focusing on cyber essentials. And our cyber essentials really showcase how it is that you create a safer space for interacting in the cyber world. and will also include quite a bit of best practices and tips that can be immediately employed to prevent ransomware. So I recommend checking out that webpage. It'll also take you to different resources from the FBI and the National Security Agency and many others at the local level that are helping to support the countering of ransomware.
Thank you. Our next question is, how can people from other countries join or help CISA?
Another great question. I'm really appreciating all of these audience questions. So we work with international coalitions. We work with key allied partners through many different information sharing and exchange programs. Depending on what country you're coming from and or what part of your country, if you're civilian or military or part of an NGO or a think tank, we have an information sharing approach for you that has been developed and catered very specifically towards, the exchange of critical elements of information. We also have an international CERT-to-CERT information exchange. So if you're part of your local CERT or your local defensive community within your country, there is likely a way to get back to DHS. And so there's different opportunities to do that either through your embassy or through your local CERT to figure out how to contact us. And that's something that's on the CISA.gov website as well.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, we've got our next audience question coming up. Where do you think our school systems should focus to prepare the upcoming generation to the cyber challenges we face in the future? Excellent question.
That's another really good question. So I think we're all tracking on the different technical skills that will go into helping to actually secure the networks themselves, understanding the different elements of the zero trust architectures, learning more and more about cloud-based infrastructures and what it means to create secure operating environments there. But really one of the things that I think our school system should focus on is problem solving. Much of what we deal with in cybersecurity, whether it's at the very technical level where you're looking at big data sets and you're trying to find that needle in a haystack, trying to figure out how to set up a detection apparatus that's going to catch anomalous activity on network in ways that scale so that you can kind of, I don't want to say set it and forget it, because in cybersecurity, there's not much we can set and then forget, but something like that. There's also this need to work together to solve really hard problems. Our communities are going digital and our country is going digital. And in this way, it simply means that we have to put strategic thought towards what it means to be secure and to enable security as we operate in a very digital space. And so that won't just be technical. That's going to take a problem-solving mindset. And so the fostering of that diversity of perspective is so critical when you're trying to put the collective minds together to figure out how you're going to solve that really tough problem. We want to make sure that we don't ever put blinders on or only have one type of thinking. We really focus on diversity of thought and perspective to apply to problem solving.
Thank you. Our next audience question is, what is the good practice to coordinate private and public sectors in terms of cybersecurity?
So that's a good question. So Department of Homeland Security has been working since inception to bring together private and public sector partners. This is not always easy. Oftentimes there is a private sector mentality or a public sector mentality, and it's hard to find that common ground. The nice thing about cybersecurity challenges is they don't recognize, much like we have with the pandemic, they just don't recognize the different types of networks or the different types of boundaries or the different type of work that we're trying to do or to accomplish. And so for us at CISA, we have many different coordinating councils or governance councils at the local level where we bring public personas and different private sector entities together to talk about some of these challenges. Everything from the Girl Scouts of America to the challenges with K through 12 education to local law enforcement. Every part of our community's fabric is struggling with cybersecurity and is an opportunity for private sector and government exchange for mutually beneficial reasons. and for the continued growth and security of our country.
So I have one last question for you. I think it's amazing. You're becoming really a role model for so many women, especially that coming into the field. Historically, you know, we have had smaller amounts of women, especially in the hacking field and those forms of expertise in cybersecurity. But I think we're kicking down the door, and you're, you know, a classic example of that. Can you tell us about your experiences as a female in the field, and, you know, your colleagues, maybe what they have experienced?
Sure. Absolutely. I have had the pleasure of serving with and for many fantastic female leaders. Unfortunately, my field, especially here at DHS, is still primarily male. However, the diversification of our workforce is something that we at DHS have taken very seriously. And it's not just DHS, right? It's the entire pipeline coming into these technical fields that we're trying to make sure we open the doors for women. I did not start in a technical role. I have never performed digital forensics myself. I have taken the time to learn many of the skills and to understand the concepts so that I can continue to be a leader. However, you don't have to be in the most technical positions to get into a leadership or a different type of role within cybersecurity. I will say that I hope that those who find cybersecurity a little bit too technical or a little too confusing or a little bit scary, dismiss of that concern and bring their talents to this fight. We need everyone to come join us. Defense and the art of collective defense is something that will require a totality of humanity to really bring to this conversation set. And so it's very, very important that our future female leaders and our future women in cyber professionals understand that they are at the table each and every day, bringing skills and technology and knowledge to this conversation set. It's something that we have focused on here at CISA over the last several years, and it's something that I personally feel very passionate about, is paving the way to make sure that anyone who's interested can contribute to the problems that we have to solve.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Alexis, we really, really appreciate your time. This has been great. Thank you from the audience. And I'm going to pass it back to Andrew.
Thank you so much again to both Alexis and Kathy there for the wonderful presentation and Q&A. Before we check in with the CI Comp team, I would like to give the audience a brief background on our CI competition director, Ismael Morales, the assistant professor of cybersecurity direction at Utica College, and two of our case managers of the competition, Robert Price and Austin Givens. Ismael Morales, the assistant professor of cybersecurity at Utica College, earned his master's degree in information assurance from Syracuse University. He's also a PhD candidate at North Central University. Ismael's research interests include cybersecurity and data science. His experience in multiple domains encompasses software engineering, DoD geospatial information systems, legal news and business, automotive industrial engineering, DoD logistics, and DoD cybersecurity research and development. His activities in support of the National Air and Space Intelligence Center, the NSA, the U.S. Army Intelligence Command, and the Air Force Research Lab, and the Department of Defense include software development, kernel programming, cybersecurity research and development, and technical management in classified and unclassified domains. He served as the principal security assessor for multiple Department of Defense agencies and commercial businesses for information assurance, certification, and accreditation. Robert Price is one of our two case managers for the competition. Professor Price has received extensive computer forensics training through the FBI Computer Analysis Response Team, the CART program, and industry-leading organizations including Guidance Software, MSAB, Microsystemation, and Black Bag Technologies. For nearly 4 years, Professor Price worked as a forensic scientist within the digital evidence section at the North Carolina State Crime Laboratory, the NCSCL, in Raleigh, North Carolina, where he also served as the technical leader and the training officer. Professor Price worked as a forensics digital evidence analyst too at the Monroe County Crime Laboratory in Rochester, New York, where he serves as a task force officer for the Western New York Regional Computer Forensics Laboratory, the YNYRCFL. His work at the NCSCL and the YNYRCFL involved the collection, preservation, and analysis of digital evidence for regional, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, as well as providing expert testimony in state and federal courts. The other of our two case managers today is Austin Gibbons. Austin Gibbons is the Associate Professor of Cybersecurity at Utica College. His research has appeared in the Cyber Defense Review and the National Cybersecurity Institute Journal, among other outlets. In 2018, Gibbons was appointed to serve on the national staff of the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary as the branch assistant for external IT security awareness, a capacity in which he develops IT security awareness and training products for the 28,000 plus members of the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary and the Coast Guard forces worldwide. He received his PhD in public policy from the Department of Political Economy at King's College in London. And we will now hear from, we'll now do the team introductions for the CI competition. My apologies. So we're going to move into the CI competition team video to introduce the 16 teams.
In early January 2021, Mr. CIC, a special agent in the FBI, learned that an individual only known as Mr. Evil Noodle is allegedly responsible for several of the most expensive computer intrusions in all of history. It was discovered that Mr. Evil Noodle has a background in computer programming within the financial industry. In addition, Mr. Evil Noodle has also been suspected of being a member of a state-sponsored hacking organization known as the Evil Lizards. The uncovered attacks that this organization conducted have not only affected tens of thousands of computer systems around the world, but these attacks have also resulted in over $1 billion in illegal earnings. According to allegations, some of the various illegal activities and crimes that Mr. Evil Noodle and the organization he is a part of may be involved in include illegally accessing computer systems without authorization, phishing and ransomware attacks targeting financial institutions across the world that have collectively stolen over $1 billion, illegal drug trafficking, illegal guns, and weapon sales. As illustrated from the information presented by Mr. CIC, a federal arrest warrant has been issued for Mr. Evil Noodle within the United States with the following charges: suspicion of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, suspicion of conspiracy to commit computer-related fraud, and suspicion of computer intrusion. As an agent of the federal government, you and your team are hereby authorized to investigate the violations that were made against the laws of the United States of America and to act on the warrants that are issued under the authority of the United States. You and your teammates will begin your investigation with a computer that was seized by the Department of Justice, which is currently live on the cloud. You have also been provided with an electronic list of potentially relevant U.S. penal codes to aid with your investigation.
Hello, I'm Bruno Constanzo. I studied engineering in information technology, and I'm a researcher for InfoLab, a research and development laboratory of FASTA University in Mar del Plata. I've been working and studying digital forensics for about 10 years already, and I'm currently the lead for the AI and automation line of research for InfoLab.
Hello, my name is Santiago Rodriguez. I'm a computer expert since 2013 and I'm currently studying a postdegree in criminology. Since 2015, I've been working at the State's Prosecutor's Office of Buenos Aires Province as digital forensic. I'm also a researcher in the InfoLab department at FASTA University and I'm a lead researcher in cybersecurity.
Hello, my name is Fernanda Giacaglia. I became a lawyer in 2007 and I have a master's degree in Internet Law and Ethics. Since 2012, I've been participating in several investigation research projects about computer law. We all three are researchers for FASTA University's InfoLab, which provides solutions in digital forensics and the usage of information technologies in order to improve the judicial system. This research and development lab is one of a kind in our region.
Hello, my name is Nazli. I am computer engineer and master's student in cybersecurity. I am passionate about the subject and therefore I want to participate in this great event.
Hi, my name is Veronica Donaire. I am from La Paz, Bolivia. I am computer engineer and a specialist in computer forensics and ethical hacking.
Hi, I am Oscar Alarcón, one member of the Bolivian team. My studies are police administrator, business administrator, specialist in criminal investigation, specialist in internal security. I know the criminal phenomena and the impact on citizen security and the incidents in the public and the private sectors.
Hello, I'm Takong, a participant coordinator and interpreter at International Law Enforcement Academy, Bangkok, where I gain experience and knowledge about cybercrime investigation. The Academy is a training center where regional law enforcement officers come together to join training courses, and we discuss about trends, national policies, and also investigative techniques to combat cybercrimes and transnational crimes. We hope together we can be a safer world.
Hello everyone, my name is Bruno. I am a fresh graduate from the University of Arizona and the American University of Phnom Penh. Currently I'm working at the Ministry of Justice with the legal expertise, and we are currently drafting the penalty provision for the cyber law. And we are working closely with the Ministry of Telecommunication, and I hope that I can make a good law for my country.
Hi guys, my name is Wood and I'm from Cambodia. I'm a senior student at UTS, University of Technology, Sydney, currently pursuing my Bachelor of Science in IT, major in Networking and Cybersecurity and Interaction Design. It is my pleasure to join the 2021 White Hat Conference and glad to join my Cambodian team. We are looking forward to the competition.
Hello, I'm Lady Carvajal. I'm a cybersecurity consultant and pen tester at Day1. I had the opportunity to be part of the winner team in the last White Hat conference in 2019. And in that CTF, we really enjoyed to resolve different kind of challenges like reverse engineer, forensics, and incident response too. And it was a great event to know different players around the world. Currently, I'm a member of Hack Lab Girls Latin. It's a community by women and men who promotes the participation of women of cybersecurity and hacking. And I'm pretty happy to be part of them.
I am Oscar Giovanni Gonzalez. I studied the specialization in computer security at UNAT University. I work partially as a specialist in the server Linux. In the last 5 years, I have participated in activities meetups with HADLabs Bogota, HADLabs Gear Latam, and conference. The capture the flag is very important because for challenge demonstrates of abilities of team in wet or scene forensic in the others. My experience in White Hat was wonderful, mainly the conference and difficult of the challenge.
Hi everyone, my name is Jose Leon. I'm currently working as security tech lead in a software development company. What can I say about my experience in White Hat conference? Well, I think it was very rewarding experience. I remember in the last event here in Bogota, Colombia, I was starting to explore the cybersecurity world. For me, the conference and the CTF especially helped me to understand a little how cybersecurity world works in real life. I really enjoyed the CTF since it was like conducted a real incident response. I'm very grateful for that opportunity, and I'm sure that, like me, there are many people in the world that are fascinated with cybersecurity. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es Tatiana Pérez. Actualmente me desempeño como analista de ciberseguridad Mi experiencia en los ETFs siempre ha sido como de perseverar mucho, de no rendirse. Los ETFs suelen ser bastante agotadores, entonces pues la idea siempre es lograr encontrar la mayor cantidad de recursos disponibles y no rendirse en el intento.
Hola, mi nombre es Andrés Guerrero, actualmente trabajo como gerente de tecnología en una compañía de seguridad informática. Espero aprender mucho en este segundo CTF, ya que es mi segunda participación en este tipo de retos.
Hola, buenas noches, mi nombre es Jean Paul Granados, trabajo como pentester y tengo aproximadamente 6 años de experiencia en ciberseguridad. Mi trabajo principal es ejecutar pentesting en aplicaciones web, a veces a infraestructura y aplicaciones móviles.
Hello, my name is Leah. I have recently graduated from Aix-Marseille University with a master's degree in criminal law and sciences, and I'm currently preparing the lawyer exam. I have a great interest in cybercrime issues. For that reason, my master thesis focused on sexual offenses committed with telecommunication means, and I also integrated the International Association for Fight Against Cybercrime, in which I help the victims of cybercrime with their legal questions.
Hi, my name is Mohamed. I'm a cybersecurity expert. I have a master's degree from Paris Dauphine University in IT management. I have been working for several international organizations and governments in different cybersecurity programs and cyber threat intelligence. I am proud to represent France. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Karim Benozman. I graduate from the University Institute of Technology of Lyon. Currently, I begin to work for the European Organization for Nuclear Research. I have always been interested and passionate about cybersecurity, forensic science, and by doing CTF.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Toot, and I'm a technical expert in my team. Our team has participated in several capture the flag competitions and hackathons, such as the Hungarian Cybersecurity Challenge, which was organized by the Special Services for National Security. We also love to spend our free time solving capture the flag challenges and exploiting vulnerable machines on Try Hack Me and Hack the Box penetration testing labs.
Hi, my name is Mario, and I work as a risk management and cyber compliance specialist. Everyone on our team has a full-time job in cybersecurity, and we participate in part-time master studies. We organize an ethical hacking course for our fellow students in our free time. I can safely say that cyber is more than just a career for us, it really is a lifestyle.
Hi, my name is Zoltán János. I'm a group leader within the Hungarian police forces. I've gained experience investigating several types of cybercrimes and monitoring cyber activities via OSINT and other methods. The strength of our group lies within diversity, that we came from 3 different fields of cybersecurity, giving us the chance to see the whole picture more.
Hello everyone, my name is Luis and I'm from Mexico. I am a security specialist and I have been collaborating with my country for 5 years to save the information security. I am passionate about knowing the new technologies and learning to improve along with them.
Hello everyone, my name is Alan and I'm currently studying the computer science career at Tecnológico de Monterrey in Mexico City. I already have some experience working with the cybersecurity because I used to work for a government agency which was dedicated to protect the information on the government systems. I learned all the basics thanks to the mentors I had, and I decided to focus my career on computer security since then. I also have been involved in several hackathon competitions across Mexico and the United States.
Hello, my name is Ari Galina. I am currently studying a master's degree in security. I really like to update my knowledge in favor of security of the organizations and also with my personal and professional growth. I have certification in IT security and I am proud to continue learning and teaching all about security information.
Hello, my name is Cesar. I am from Peru and I am a member of the X-Mind
group for this competition. I have more than 20 years of experience in cybersecurity area, implementing strategies and techniques to protect the information of the companies. I am very happy to participate in the cybercrime investigation competition.
Hello guys, my name is Raúl Centeno. I am police officer and system engineer. I have been investigating cybercrime in Peru for 14 years. I am very happy to be in the X-Men team. See you later.
Hola, soy Ángel Arteaga y trabajo como analista forense informático en mi país. He combatido la ciberdelincuencia desde el 2011, investigando casos de ciberespionaje y secuestro de información. Brindo capacitación sobre seguridad de la información, ciberseguridad y ciberdefensa en instituciones educativas, con la finalidad de fomentar una cultura de ciberseguridad y resiliencia ante ataques informáticos. He participado en competencias nacionales e internacionales de ciberseguridad y estoy feliz de poder participar en esta competencia de investigación del cibercrimen. ¡Nos vemos allí!
Hi, I'm Jian. I'm currently studying digital forensics at Korea University. I'm interested in cybercrime and digital forensics and looking forward to meeting all you soon.
Hi, I'm Woo Seon-yoon. I'm studying at Korea University School of Cybersecurity and working at Digital Forensic Research Center. I'm very excited to learn something new idea about digital forensics through this competition.
Hello everyone, I'm Changwon Park from Korea University's Digital Forensic Research Center. As a researcher, I'm enjoying to develop practical methodologies and techniques for supporting cybercrime investigations. We all look forward to participate in this competition. Thank you.
Hola, soy Guillermo Raya y soy informático forense desde España. He trabajado en numerosos casos de cibercrimen, entre ellos pornografía infantil a través de las redes P2P, operativas con brokers fraudulentos y criptomonedas, secuestro de datos o hackeo en videograbadores de CCTV y cámaras IP. Aparte he contribuido a ciertos programas de cibercrimen y análisis de datos. ¡Nos vemos!
Hola, soy Cristóbal Campos. Soy informático forense. Tengo una academia donde doy clases de ciberseguridad y robótica a niños. He trabajado en varios casos de ciberacoso a menores y también he ayudado a la policía a varios problemas de ciberseguridad. En la actualidad estoy colaborando en el desarrollo de aplicaciones de análisis forense de datos. Nos vemos, un saludo.
Hi there, my name is José Segura. I'm an litigation specialist from Murcia, Spain. After graduating with honors, I started working as a corporate lawyer in Carrillo, which is one of the leading firms in southeastern Spain, where I became head of litigation in 2018. Last November, I started my own firm, Segura Legal, which provides strategic legal advice to some of the most prominent companies in Murcia region. As an insolvency expert, I've been a speaker to different courses at the University of Murcia. As a litigator, I've handled multiple cybercrime cases ranging from industrial machinery hijacking to large-scale phishing frauds. Having studied and worked abroad, I speak fluent English and intermediate French. Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Joshua Carter. I'm a grad student at Bridgewater State University. Looking forward to meeting all of you soon. I'm hoping to get as much out of this competition as everyone else.
Hi, my name's Nancy Entwistle. I am a grad student at Bridgewater State University. I'm looking forward to this competition to learn new ideas about digital forensics.
Hi, I'm Linda. I'm a business analyst and grad student at Bridgewater State University in Bridgewater, Massachusetts, and I'm looking forward to meeting you all soon.
Hi, my name's Tim Laham. I'm a student at Boston University Cybercrime Investigation and Cybersecurity Graduate Certificate Program, and I'm also a digital forensic examiner with the Boston Police Department.
Hi, my name is Seth Hausman. I'm a detective employed by the Boston Police Department. I work in the Crimes Against Children unit, assigned to Internet Crimes Against Children.
Hi, my name is Michael Sullivan. I'm a graduate of the Boston University Cyber Crime Investigation and Cybersecurity Graduate Certificate Program. I'm also employed by the Boston Police Department as a sergeant, and I'm assigned to the Crimes Against Children unit, where I oversee the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force.
We all look forward to participating in the White Hat Cyber Crime Investigation Competition. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maria Mancuso, and I'm a sophomore at the University of Scranton, where I major in cybercrime and homeland security. Last year, I participated in a cybercrimes research paper where I used cyber analysis skills in order to make conclusions on crime trends. This research sparked my interest in cyber intelligence and motivated me to work on furthering my skill set. Through the White Hat Conference, I expect to gain more knowledge as well as experience with cybercrime investigation. I'm looking forward to an internship in the cybersecurity department at Verizon Wireless and hope this experience will assist in advancing my skill set.
Hi, my name is Evan Chang, and I'm a sophomore at the University of Scranton, and I recently joined the Cybercrime and Homeland Security Bachelor's Program. I've experienced working in computer science programming with C as well as Java, and other notable work in penetration testing with cyber forensics. In addition, I work for the University of Scranton's Police Department as a corporal in the Student Officer Program. I'm excited to participate in the White Hat Conference to advance my skill set as a future law enforcement agent.
My name is Andrew Huertas, and I'm a senior in the Criminal Justice Program at the University of Scranton. I've gained experience in cyber intelligence operations using programs such as FTK and NCASE. I've also conducted cyber criminal data profiling with FBI investigative cases as my empirical research paper. In addition, I work with the Student Officer Program as a corporal alongside other officers gaining realistic experience in the field of law enforcement. I am currently in the process of applying to Boston University's Criminal Justice Master's Program, concentrated in cybercrime investigation and cybersecurity. I look forward to participating in this year's White Hat Hacking Conference to further my ability in the field of cybercrime as a prospective law enforcement agent.
Hello, I'm Lloyd Kamazan, and I am a senior cybersecurity student at Utica College.
Hi, I'm Hayden. I'm a first-year cybersecurity and comp sci major at UC.
I'm a cybersecurity major. I have a concentration in cyber ops.
I specialize in cyber operations and information assurance while minoring in fraud, financial crime, and computer science.
I specialize in cyber operations, and I've been dabbling in forensics as well.
This competition, I myself with a group of colleagues, Robert Skaka, Hayden Laham, as well as Michael Mead will be participating in this competition, and I will be the team captain for this competition itself for White Hat 2021.
Hello, my name is Robert Skaka, Utica College cybersecurity major. I have a concentration in cyber ops. That means it's more ethical hacking, pen testing side of cybersecurity that I'm learning. And that's essentially what I want to do with my life. What I am doing is to be a pen tester by profession. It sounds like the coolest job in the world, to be paid to break into companies' computers, assess your clients' security, help them improve.
Hello, my name is Samin Sheikh. I'm currently a junior at Utica College, and I enrolled in Utica College's cybersecurity program during this past spring semester. I'm currently studying under the Cybercrime and Fraud Investigation concentration and plan to begin studying under the Network Forensics and Intrusion Investigation concentration come this fall. This will be my very first White Hat competition, and I am super duper excited to participate and learn more about my field of study.
Hello, my name is Cara Bargabas, and I'm a senior at Utica College, majoring in cybersecurity and concentrating in network forensics and intrusion investigation. Throughout my studies at Utica College, I've gained experience in digital forensic investigation through the use of tools such as FTK. In this White Hat conference, I hope to gain experience and further my education in the forensic field, as well as use it to help me as a tool to find further jobs in the future.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We've just seen the team introduction videos. Everybody who's going to be involved in the competition that's been taking place and will be ending at 3 p.m. And real quick, we're going to move into an interview here. We're joined by the CI director, Ismael Morales, as well as our two case managers, Robert Price and Austin Givens. Welcome, everybody.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll start with Mr. Morales. I just have a few questions for each of you. So what are the main objectives and responsibilities of your role as the White Hat Cybercrime Investigation Competition Director?
So the main objective for this White Hat competition was to ensure that we provided a platform that hosted a cyber forensics scenario, realistic, that required the applied synchronization of cyber and forensics, digital forensic skills and activities. So if you all heard saw the video, the suspect was involved in cybercrime with activities such as, hacking into financial institutions, conducting ransomware attacks and demanding payments. And in addition, also suspected of running a darknet to sell guns and drugs and potentially support his ransomware attacks. So the contestants had initial access to a single machine, which needed investigation and analysis, which also led eventually to additional resources in a darknet site. So that showed the different paths that an investigation like this can lead. It may not just be relegated to a single machine. So just as important an objective was to impress upon the contestants that cybercrime, may require a significant breadth of, criminal justice knowledge, as well as a wide range of cybersecurity working and technical knowledge, and to provide learning opportunities in that realm. So my primary responsibility has been to ensure that, the scenario provided the contestants with realistically simulated workflows, albeit in a compressed 24-hour period. And I think we accomplished that objective quite well.
Wonderful. And so given that you've been kind of directing this over the last 24 hours here, I'm not sure if you could speak to the current status of the competition and where some of the teams might lie in terms of progress from your perspective.
Yeah, I can give you a quick summary on the competition, how it went. The competition started at 3 p.m. Eastern time yesterday. And for the technical portion of the challenges, the teams had a 14-hour limit, and so it's still ongoing right now. But right now they're focused more on the data analysis and putting their documentation, their case together. So that 14-hour limit was over at approximately 5 o'clock this morning. And the solutions to the technical challenges were gateways to data and information they could use for the case. There were other time limits also. However, if a team did not make the prescribed handrails that we had, they were moved along. So we didn't just leave them hanging without so we would move them along so they would not lose the flow for the workflow and get access to some of the data and start doing the investigation. And of the 16 teams, 9 teams made it onto the scoreboard. Hence, this was a significantly challenging competition. However, the Hungary, Cambodia, South Korea, and Argentina, they're in that order right now as far as the technical score goes. Hungary, Cambodia, South Korea, and Argentina. They put up a really outstanding and really interesting performance throughout the night. They were changing position, although Hungary did come across very strong for the entire competition. However, the other teams that came in, they are second, third, and fourth right now. They really came on strong also in the wee hours of the night. So it showed their grit and those words that some of the previous speakers were using, their motivation. They stayed with it. And it's an example of some of the technical challenges they were confronted with were, things like privilege escalation, data hidden in text, audio files, images, hidden archives on different operating systems, website hacking and analysis. So some of the keys to success that we saw during this competition was, the teams that treated every piece of information with a healthy amount of suspicion and using all the resources available to them, such as any tech support or case manager support, discussing it with the team. So making it a true team effort. Those teams certainly, improved their performance over time. So overall, based on the results and reactions of most of the teams, this challenge, the challenge has achieved most of our objectives and expectations, and really, we're excited to continue to do this sort of thing. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. That's great that you could shed some light on the tenacity of some of these teams that we're seeing here in the competition. So just a couple quick questions for our case managers here as well. I'm not sure which one of you guys would want to go first, but my first question is, what are some of the main objectives and responsibilities of your role as the case managers for the White Hat cybercrime investigation?
I can field that real quick. So our primary objective for our role as the case managers was to field questions, legal questions. If there was authorization questions, if there were multiple operating systems where the search warrants or legal authorities were specifically written in a way that kind of forced the competitors to communicate with us and provide them with additional legal authority if they came across something that wasn't covered under the original scope of the search warrant. So we did a lot of fielding questions relative to the legal component, distributing search warrants and legal authority, but also if there were technical questions, we would make sure that we couldn't answer that wasn't within our wheelhouse relative to the scope of our role. We would push them to or make sure they got to the appropriate people.
Awesome. And anything you'd like to add to that, Austin?
Yeah, it's been interesting to see the flow over the past several hours of how teams would sort of tighten up and then loosen and then tighten up again. Early on, when we kicked off yesterday, Argentina came out very aggressively, asking some really strong, pointed questions, which was wonderful to see. And then during the overnight hours, there's this sort of jockeying for position between Hungary and Argentina that was fascinating to watch. And then around 2-3 o'clock in the morning today, Cambodia surged ahead. So seeing that kind of tussle happening in real time has been very gratifying, and we're just so grateful for the wonderful questions and engagement that we're getting from all of our teams.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And that kind of spoke to my second question as well. I was going to ask how both of you thought the competition was progressing. Robert, maybe if you have anything to add to that.
One of the things that I think was I guess that I found impressive was the application of the legal authority, the inquisitiveness of the contenders to ask those questions, especially if you're from a different country and we're working under the U.S. Penal Code, right? If I was on the other end of that, I would find that incredibly difficult. So I was incredibly encouraged by that, by the engagement of the teams with the case managers.
Wonderful. All right. Well, with that, that's just about wraps up our questions. I think we're going to move into our lunch break here. We've got a 1 hour break, and then we'll be back at 1 p.m. Eastern time with even more White Hat Conference content. So
thank you.
Thanks all for joining us. Yeah.